Hey guys, today we're gonna have a look at Dear Esther. Not a game for a change, but more like some piece of art. You walk around on this island and you raise up memories and stuff. It started out as a Half-Life 2 mod and by some kind of school or something. And now it got remade. Seeing at the console, it looks to be on the Source engine again. Let's check our settings. Okay, we don't have 7.1, so let's play on 5. Some advanced settings. That's always good. The game is about 1.5 gigabytes, so that's I think the biggest artistic program made so far. And let's just hope it doesn't make the same mistakes as the part and stuff like that.
Dear Esther, the morning after I was washed ashore, salt in my ears, sand in my mouth, and the waves always at my ankles, I felt as though everything had conspired to this one last shipwreck. I remembered nothing but water, stones in my belly and my shoes, threatening to drag me under to where only the most listless of creatures swim.
Oh, that looks nice. I think the stuttering is coming from Fraps, I'm not sure. But one would think so. Automatic flashlight. Maybe it helps if I put on stereo. Okay, I can't just walk. You can't jump and crouch, it seems. I really do hope there are no side attempts for gameplay, stuff like that. Although jumping will be nice. Or sprinting for that matter. By the stuff I read about this, I was kinda under the impression it was an uninhabited island, but I see lights over there. Texas seems to be quite high res. That's refreshing for a change. Alright. So there isn't much on the water.
Those islands in the distance, I'm sure, are nothing more than relics of another time, sleeping giants, somnambulist gods laid down for a final dreaming. I wash the sand from my lips and grip my wrist ever more tightly. My shaking arms will not support my fading diaries.
I never played the mod, so I don't know if it's exactly the same. Might be different, I don't know.
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
Perhaps I should turn back. But yeah, I believe this is what it's all about. You explore, hear memories, and that's exactly what you should expect when you buy it. Nothing more, nothing less. I love exploring, and it all looks pretty good.
The mount is clearly the focal point of this landscape. It almost appears so well placed as to be artificial. I find myself easily slipping into the delusional state of ascribing purpose, deliberate motive to everything here. Was this island formed during the moment of impact? When we were torn loose from our moorings, and the seatbelts cut motorway lanes into our chests and shoulders, did it first break surface then?
It's also quite nice not to have a heart blocking your view.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boat, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Ooh, Stonehenge. It's kind of funny.
We are not like Lot's wife, you and I. We feel no particular need to turn back. There's nothing to be seen if we did. No tired old man parting the cliffs with his arms. No gifts or Bibles laid out on the sand for the taking. No tides turning or the shrieking gulls overhead. The bones of the hermit are no longer laid out for the taking. I have stolen them away to the guts of this island, where the passages all run to black, and where we can light each other's faces by their strange luminescence.
When I was a kid, I used to go on vacation to an island, and it kind of looked pretty much like this. That's pretty awesome.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
This hermit, this seer, this distant historian of bones and old bread, where did he vanish to? Why, asked the farmers. Why, asked Jacobson. Why bother with your visions at all, if you're just to throw your arms up at the cliff and let it close in behind you and seal you into the belly of the island, a museum shut to all but the most devoted?
Someone's been camping here. That's some weird paint. Glow in the dark paint. How am I going to get there? I don't think I've been here, right?
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
I wonder if you can play with a controller also. Yes, you can. But I think it only works if you have it plugged in when you start the game. I just turn it on and it doesn't work. But there is controller support. I wonder if there's one grand story unveiling all kinds of mysteries. I don't know. Right. Loading. Loading takes pretty long actually, for some reason. I don't know why.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
I'm gonna pause recording cause my airstream caught on fire. Be right back. And we're back. Don't you just hate when it happens? I gotta say I'm rather impressed this all is made on the Source engine. Cause it's not quite an engine that's known for its high detail. And there's a lot of vegetation here. High quality textures.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
There's no way for me to get past there. Alright. Well, and that's it, guys. If you like exploring and this kind of stuff, it's probably worth it. Well, I'm pretty sure it's worth it now. Well, if you're looking for a game, this is not it. I'll probably spend many hours walking around on this island. I think there's 4 or 5 chapters to be played. I'm not sure, in different areas. Yep, there's 4 chapters. Looks like 2 a day, 1 at night and 1 in a cave. Well, okay, that's it for today, guys. See you later.